Hello friends, thank you so much for stopping by the channel. My name is Talisha and I also go by CreativiTeeByT, and in today's video I will be sharing with you a cute little make that I just made, and I have been wanting to make this for a long time. So glad I finally made it. It's super cute, super simple, just a few pattern pieces, and I also made this in collaboration with my beautiful friend Nateida of SewNaturalDane. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this pattern, but when you finish watching this video, make sure that you head over to Nateida's channel so that you can see her make and hear about her experience. And I will have all of her information in the description box below, along with all of the pattern detail information and a blog post should you decide to go over to the blog and look at all the pictures and things of that nature. Okay, so the question might be, what do we make? Well, we made the infamous York Pinafore. Okay, I love overalls and I love pinafores, and this style did not disappoint. You've probably seen this pattern floating all over social media for a very long time because it has been out for a long time, and I've loved every single version that I have seen. However, I was nervous about making this because of my bust size and just not knowing if this was, you know, the top portion was going to be protruding a bit. And it's so funny because Nateida and I were texting back and forth today, and we were both talking about how nervous we were because of the bust size. Nateida mentioned some other things that she was nervous about with this pattern, but for me it was mostly the bust size. But they have, meaning they, Helen's Closet, because that's the designer of this pattern, they designed this so well that even busty women would look absolutely good in this pattern. And like I said, it did not disappoint. So if you're busty and you have been kind of wondering about this pattern, not sure if it will work for you, do it. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and dive into this pattern just in case you haven't heard of it, or just in case you just want to hear my experience with it. And it won't take long because this is super simple pattern. So again, this pattern, and let me move to the side so I can comfortably fit photos in. So again, this pattern is the York Pinafore by Helen's Closet. Helen's Closet is the name of the company, as I mentioned earlier, and again I'll make sure I put everything in the description box below and on my blog. Now, the description of this pattern states that the York Pinafore is a playful addition to your handmade wardrobe. It is easy to layer over tank tops for summer or turtlenecks and leggings for cold weather. The York Pinafore is a modern take on a classic pinafore dress with a cocoon shape, and it has two views. View A features a large scoop pocket, a dip neckline, and comes to the knee. And view B is a shorter length with a high neckline and a kangaroo pocket. Okay, just absolutely adorable, right? Okay, have I sold you on this? I so love it. Okay, so the sewing level for this pattern is set at a beginner, and I truly believe that it is beginner friendly. It has only 3 pattern pieces. Okay, so no zippers, you have no buttons, you have no lining. Super easy. The only thing that I think that may be challenging to some would be the fact that you have to finish all of the edges with bias tape, and this is what that looks like. So it's all around the whole entire neckline, all around the side, and a portion of the pockets is going to be finished with the bias tape as well. But it's super easy. Okay, and they show you how on the instructions to finish the raw edges with the bias tape. So the size range comes in 0 to 34, but the size 34, which is the largest size, gives you a 66-inch hip. And I personally feel like that's very size inclusive, and that's going by the finished measurements. So for reference, I cut a size 18, and that gave me a finished waist of 44 inches, and that gave me 4 to 5 inches of ease at my waist. And the finished hip measurement for me, which was a size 18, is 50 inches. My hips are 45 inches, so that gave me 5 inches of ease there. So I definitely have some room, but it's not like overwhelming amount of room, you know, in that ease. So I like that look for this particular garment. And for the bust, there are no finished bust measurements, okay, because they give you like the bib width, and for some reason I just wasn't super comfortable using the bib width, so I just looked at the standard bust chart measurements that were in the instructions for the size 18, and it was 44 inches. And because of that, the fit and the finished hip and waist measurements, I went ahead and decided to go with that size 18 because I thought it would be the best fit for me, and I personally feel like it was. I think any tighter or any looser would not have, you know, made me feel satisfied with the fit. So yes, this was the perfect fit for me. So your fabric recommendations are going to be your medium to heavyweight woven fabrics such as cotton, twill, denim, wool, linen, corduroy, and canvas. If you prefer a drapier look, you could use a tinsel twill, wool crepe, rayon crepe, or a viscose poplin. But for me, I wanted the more structured look, and I used the lightweight denim that was in my stash. And I know I purchased this denim for something in particular. I couldn't remember why I was saving this denim and what project that was for, so I just went ahead and cut this out. So I purchased this a while back from Hobby Lobby, and you know, denim matches with everything, and so that was another reason why I used it. So for the notions, you will need 4 yards of 1/2 inch wide double fold bias tape and thread. I did not use the double fold though. I have tons of single fold bias tape in my stash, and that is what I use, and they do mention in the instructions that that's fine to use as well. But again, the bias tape was used to finish those raw edges and the armholes that I showed you in the neckline, and it just makes for a beautiful finish in my opinion. I made view A, which has the scoop neck, but I shortened my pinafore to the length of view B, and I also used view B's kangaroo pocket, so I guess I could say that I made view B with the scoop neck of view A, whatever. I made it my own and I love it. So anyway, what drew me to this pinafore outside of just really liking this style in general and me wanting to have made this for quite some time was the deep scoop neck that I cut. I just think this is so cute. You know, it does have the one version that has a, you know, neckline that stops like at a normal, you know, scoop, but this scoop neckline is just like everything. I just love it, love it, love it, love it. And I also like the scoop pockets. Now, I think that the scoop pockets are so super adorable, okay? But the reason why I didn't use those pockets for this version is because I wanted to cut the shorter version for the summer, and the pockets kind of sit like low in comparison to the kangaroo pocket, and I just felt like it would have been too close to the hem with those scoop pockets. But when come fall, come winter, when I do make that version, you will be seeing those pockets. I mean, like, you can put everything in those. So yeah, I didn't want to be awkward, so I just stuck with that kangaroo pocket. So everyone knows, or probably knows by now, that I am not a huge fan of taping patterns, but there are some patterns that I am willing to take that time and just add that extra step into my prepping for projects. And this pattern was definitely one. I taped this pattern, I cut it out and cut out the actual pattern pieces, you know, with the fabric, and sewed it up and took my photos the next day. So I did everything in 2 days. Normally I chop my projects up in like one day. I'll cut out the pattern one day, I'll cut out the fabric the next day, I'll sew it up if it's, you know, something easy the third day, and if it's not something super easy, I'll just take 3 days to actually sew. So a lot of times it takes me a week to sew up a garment that's, you know, more involved than this. But yeah, and I have to break things up like that because I work full-time and I have small children and a husband. Okay. But yeah, I just love how versatile this pattern is. I love how versatile the garment wears, how easy it wears, all the things. And I just like that this pinafore is like multi-seasonal. Okay, like I said, you'll be seeing this come fall, come winter, and with this being denim, I can wear a turtleneck under it. I can just wear a little t-shirt underneath and layer a sweater on top of it, even like a crop sweater, you know, leggings. I mean, this has endless styling opportunities. Okay, so now I will go ahead and enter photos and clips of me and my pinafore. So that is it for this review. Please let me know in the comments your thoughts, and as I said earlier, please make sure that you head over to Nateida's channel to check out her pinafore, see which view she made, see how it looks on hers. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click the like button, and if you have not subscribed and you enjoyed this content, please go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all of my new and returning subscribers for your support, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be soon. Bye.